How's it going, guys? You're watching Dirt Bike Channel. I'm your host, Kyle Brotherson, and we're continuing our testing of the Yamaha YZ250FX, pitting that against the KTM 250XC-F. And this is just kind of a dash through the desert on a sagebrush track. And what I did is I rode it first on the Yamaha, and then I came back and I rode the exact same thing on the KTM. And as you can see by this tire here in the frame, I've matched these two things up so that the video is playing exactly at the same time. And basically what it's going to show is that these bikes are very, very evenly matched. And even though some of the time I feel more at home on one bike versus the other, I actually am almost identically the same speed on both bikes. I make a mistake here or there on, you know, the Yamaha or on the KTM, and what'll happen is I'm going to pull a little bit ahead on the Yamaha. I'll make maybe a mistake or two less, and I'll pull a little bit ahead. As you can see, I'm basically just identical there on that section. And then during here, I make a mistake on the KTM, and I actually pull ahead on the Yamaha, even though I don't feel quite as at home with the front end on the Yamaha. I'm going to end up about, you know, 10 to 15 feet out in front on that bike right here. See that? I'm about 20 feet up on the Yamaha, and then what's going to happen is in this section I'm going to make up for it, or at least the next couple of sections I'm going to start to make up for it and gain a lot of that ground back over on the KTM on the right. So as we watch, as it kind of gets more twisty and turny where I have to make more course corrections, I will start to gain time, and right here, boom, I'm only about 15 feet behind the YZ. And then as we come through this last section, I'm going to gain it back to where I'm only about 10 feet behind on the KTM. You'll see it here at the very end. And so the interesting thing is, these bikes are very, very close. They're both race bikes. Right there, I'm about 10 feet off, 10 feet behind on the KTM as compared to the Yamaha. Next, I have a hill climb here, and I first did it on the Yamaha, and then I came back and I did it on the KTM. And as you can tell by these rocks, I have matched the frames up frame by frame to give you an even picture of what's happening. And I'll come in at this point, I'm really rolling on the throttle and trying to get that traction and get it put down. And right up here, we'll hit this ledge, and I'm going to hit the ledge on both bikes at the exact same moment right there. So both bikes pulled up that hill very, very well, and there wasn't really any noticeable difference in the power, to be completely honest.
Okay, this is an off-the-cuff drag race. I'm on the YZ450F or YZ250FX. Sam's on the 250XC-F. First gear. First gear. 3, 2, 1, go! All right, 3, 2, 1, go! KTM now. We just did that drag race, and both bikes are quite evenly matched. The interesting thing though is this bike, 6th gear, is like too high for it have to pull. You get in 6th gear and it's like the bike is bogging. You're in 5th gear pinned and it's